People, it's become very popular to say like Sublime sucks and fuck Sublime, but those guys were like in their early 20s when they made that music. You're like making fun of a 24-year-old.
Yeah. And like a guy from like Orange County, like for guys from Orange County, they're the max version of those guys. So it's like, what, you want them to be like fucking Rivers Cuomo or something like that?
They're not from Long Beach.
Isn't Long Beach? That's Orange County. They're Orange County guys. I'm married to an Orange County girl. Trust me, I know. These people are all basically in Sublime.
Long Beach is part of LA County and part of the LA city.
I mean,
you know why?
Yeah, but spiritually, they're Orange County.
Do you know why though?
Why?
If you look at the map of LA, you'll see like it encompasses, all of what you think of Los Angeles, the Valley, minus Beverly Hills, minus Santa Monica. And then there's a long, thin little strip that goes south all the way to Long Beach. And the reason why it's connected that way is because the city wants to control the port.
Oh, God. Of course.
It's like The Wire.
Yeah, I was just going to say. That's my response anytime I hear about anything even mildly bureaucratic or like discerning politically. That's The Wire. The Wire was right.
Did you hear the big news today? There's going to be a Willow TV show on Disney Plus.
That was a spit take.
But no Val Kilmer.
Oh, boy. But Warwick Davis?
Yeah, Warwick Davis, but no Val Kilmer. I'm not going to watch that shit.
I mean, Warwick Davis is like really old. Oh, I mean, he'll probably be like the old Willow or something.
Yeah, they'll do a little torch passing kind of thing. Like the end of Hook when he gave the sword to the fat one.
Yeah, that was cool. Fat kids everywhere. We're like, hell yeah. That's me. Dude, I was looking through all the Disney Plus stuff and it's just like the fucking just pummeling you with these IP new shows and movies based on some IP shit they have.
And also it's like Rogue One was the prequel to A New Hope where we saw what happened with the getting the Death Star plans. And then because Diego Luna died, they're now doing a prequel of Rogue One about him.
Yeah, what the fuck? It's just like so much. And why are they like, how can it be? They're like laying a bunch of people off. Like, how are they able to shit out like an absurd amount of shows? Like, they don't need this many shows. No,
well, they're by firing all those people, they're now able to afford all those shows.
Yeah, but can't they to me, honestly, like, if I liked that shit, I would be turned off by the amount of it because it's just like, Jesus, I can't keep up with all this shit. Like,
well, there was a time when people made real films for children. From their soul.
Totally. Because they
no bullshit.
Yeah, because they were obsessed with children. So when they made movies, they were like obsessively thinking about children the whole time. What they would want, what they look like oiled up, what they look like without a shirt on.
Well, the way a father looks at their son, because the movie we're talking about, Dial Code Santa Claus, the director cast his son.
Oh, I was wondering why it was such a weird little kid who looked like he smelled in the lead role. This little boy.
Adam Carolla, calm down. You're getting a little ranty.
What's the deal with his hair too? So the hair's a little, a little freaky for me. Let's get a
1989.
Nice
we all had mullets.
It's like a mullet that like a fuckboy now would have. It's like chopped up and stuff, and like
he looks like a teenage Russian runaway.
He looks like a kid
who's a prostitute in Moscow.
I mean, yeah, the haircut. This movie is for pedophiles. This is a movie for pedophiles.
Okay.
It is.
I saw on Letterboxd, this is going to be your take.
I mean, I have others.
This is not much of a take. This is not a movie for pedophiles at all.
Are you kidding? There's so much action if you're of that persuasion. There's a lot for you
This
here.
movie is a parody of action films featuring a child.
I said
in the lead
ooh,
role.
like the EW ooh. I said that within like the first 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, you're attracted to children and you're disgusted with your own feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, what? I can't believe that you're saying that this isn't a weird movie.
No, this is a cool movie for cool dudes. Okay?
Okay.
It's like the kind of movie like cool dudes would take their cool kid to see.
Okay.
So we should talk about the title. So
Okay.
in French, the title is 3615 Code Père Noël.
Yeah.
Okay. The other titles it has are Game Over, Deadly Games, Dial Code Santa Claus. I think that's all of them.
The best title is Dial Code Santa Claus, in my opinion.
Well, the thing is, the 3615 Code Père Noël, the reason why that name didn't has to be translated in all these different ways is because outside of France, no one has any idea what the hell 3615 code means. And that's because this entire movie's plot hinges on a device that only existed in France, a computer system called the Minitel, which is a precursor to the internet. And it was provided to every French person who had a phone line. They were given these little computers, like the size of like early laptops. Like they have like little screens on them and they have like little keyboards. They look like little Macintosh computers, but like very French and stupid.
Yeah.
And it allowed people to, you could contact like people in your neighborhood, or you can contact friends and family, you can contact anyone in France who had one, or you can contact businesses. And then they also had them around in the public. So when I watched this movie the first time, I had no idea what this thing was.
Yeah. Because it looks like an ATM. Like, he like uses it and it shows up on like an ATM, looks like, on the street.
Yeah, like this little kid and his friend are at their house and they're using this like online chat room to contact Santa Claus, like, or this homeless guy who's dressed like Santa Claus, who's out in public.
Yeah.
And the reason why they're contacting him is because they want to contact Santa Claus. Like he's the Santa Claus at the department store, right?
Yeah. So these
they're
things, they also had machines that were out on the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
In public. Yeah. And like,
it does seem safe.
They were really popular.
Yeah.
But they just never advanced. They just stayed at this very shitty 80s computer level until like the mid to late 2012, I think, is when they finally took it all down. But
well, it seems like it was probably really safe for kids to be able to message anybody and just have like people on the street right back to them.
Hello, I'm a little boy. I am looking for a Santa Claus to come over to my house.
Yeah.
I just want to see him. I don't believe he is real.
Yeah.
What am I wearing? I am dressed like Rambo and Rambo 2.
Yeah.
I have ninja stars and face paint and handcuffs. Yeah, I'm glistening with oil. I have no muscles.
It's weird that they took it down. Yeah. I wonder why.
Well, the internet and cell phones. Once everybody had cell phones, it's completely pointless.
Damn, that had a good run. I'm sure there was a lot of sexual predator shit on the Teletyne or whatever it's called.
Minitel.
Minitel,
you know what I'm saying?
It works too well. I feel
the closest thing we had in America was CB radio.
Yeah, the pedophile stream back in the day.
So like, any kids out there?
Yeah. Well, I feel like the podcast has had a lot of stuff about pedophiles so far.
Well, you know why? Because this entire month, we're not just watching Christmas movies, we're watching Santa Claus movies.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that when I first started watching this movie, I thought that you wanted me to watch it because it was just like this weird, creepy movie for pedophiles.
There's
like
pedophile shit. There's like literally nothing about this movie that is like about pedophilia.
You see the kid. The thing I said "ew" at was this kid. The shot of this kid putting his shirt on.
It's a parody of Rambo.
Yeah, I get it. I get that, but it also like, I mean, what French people don't think that would be weird to show a little kid like that. Also, there's a lot of kissing in this movie. Like the little kid's kissing his grandpa a lot, and
They show affection.
there's a weird scene with his mom where they're on the phone, and she's like whispering that she's gonna kiss his neck, and I don't know. This movie's creeps me the fuck out. I'm not.
Okay. Are you doing a bit?
I'm not. I'm not doing a bit. What are you talking about? How are you saying that this is? I feel like this is a whole like elaborate thing that you're doing, where you haven't watched this movie. It's obviously like a covert movie for the like a pedophile audience of French people, and then you act like I'm great. It's like gaslighting. This is what you're doing.
Look, this is just a really cool movie. Like I don't look at the kid like a sexual object. I'm not a freak. I just think like this would be a cool kid to know when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Like, this would be a cool movie to watch when you're a kid.
Well, let me just be clear. Like, I think this movie is either made by pedophiles or for pedophiles or both, but I also think it's cool. So
you're a pedophile.
No. Nice try.
You just said it's made for pedophiles and you like it.
I could enjoy a movie that's made for an audience that I'm not a part of. You know?
For example,
it's like watching like
Barbershop.
Yeah, exactly. It's like watching Barbershop too. That's what
American Pie.
Like American Pie is totally for me. So,
well, you're a virgin, so.
I mean, when it came out, I was a virgin, I guess. So,
I mean, you still are.
No, my wife is pregnant. I got proof finally.
So this little kid, he lives in a giant mansion, like a castle, really.
Yeah.
His mom is rich. She owns a department store. His grandpa's there. His dog's there. His father's dead. He gets to like do whatever he wants in his house, and he lives in he has like a fantasy world existence where he dresses up like Rambo, sets booby traps.
Yeah, it's like Richie Rich kind of.
Yeah, like he booby traps his dog, and then like we'll play games with him, and it just seems like I just think the premise. I don't know if this like it's not like a pedophile premise. I think the thing he's saying is that rich people are cool more than anything else. Like that's the only thing I can gather from this movie is that like, wouldn't it be cool to be really rich and have like every toy and every gadget and every like luxury in your house? Like the kid has a Fallout style armband where he has a computer and a screen and he can like access security cameras in the house. And this is not a common thing in 1989.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
He has
what?
He has like computers. He has.
Yeah, he's got it all because his mom is a big a hotshot at the toy company.
She's like, and she's a real taskmaster. She says like when she goes to work on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, we need to get as many street performers.
Yeah.
Into this like working tonight. We need as many Santa Claus people, like
what was that
circus people. So just to attract children to the department store.
Oh, okay.
So they hire this complete psycho off the street.
Yeah.
And, you know, this Santa Claus, this is like my favorite Santa Claus of all the movies we watched this month. I think this French actor, Patrick Fleurschmann.
Okay. That was good.
I think he has a great look as a Santa Claus.
That sounded nice.
The other thing that makes him cool is that I looked up his filmography and he's in some big movies, like French movies like Diva. But what he mostly did was voiceover acting or dubbing.
Okay.
And guess, let me give you a list of some movies he dubbed.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Okay.
Kurt Russell in Escape from New York.
Holy shit.
Or in Kurt Russell in The Thing.
Holy shit.
Or he's the voice of RoboCop in the French RoboCop.
Oh, that's cool. I thought you were just going to say only Kurt Russell movies, which would have been a fun little thing about.
He did Ed Harris in Apollo 13, The Rock, Gone Baby Gone, Snowpiercer. He did Robin Williams.
Career. Wow.
If he was in the movies, he's just voice-over acting. He did Robin Williams in Good Morning Vietnam, Cadillac Man.
That's cool.
Toys.
Damn.
Madame Doubtfire. He did Willem Dafoe in Animorph.
Hell yeah.
Or what are these movies? Vampire's Assistant.
That's with
It's,
Jonathan
she,
Lipnicki, I think, right? I remember seeing that at Blockbuster.
no, that's The Littlest
Oh,
Vampire.
right. I remember
That
from the.
movie's
Go ahead.
No, you go
I
ahead.
just remember from the trailer. The only thing I remember is from the trailer of that movie is him flying with this kid who's like he's trying to show that he's a vamp. Like it's like a new kid who's like becoming a vampire or something like that. And Jonathan Lipnicki goes, "Being a vampire rocks." And I remember being like, "This is weird that they're making it this fun thing where they're not killing people or you know." It's like it was still in his cute Jerry Maguire phase, not he's like very jacked and stuff now. If he said it now, I'd be scared. If he was like being a vampire rocks the way he looks now, that would make me feel intimidated.
Yeah, I mean, what did he do after that? Nothing, right?
He just got jacked because he was tired of people giving him shit, and I get that. That's what I'm doing.
Well, he's short, right? He looks like he's a short guy.
Yeah.
But The Littlest Vampire, the only thing I know about it is that the director directed Last Exit to Brooklyn and Christiana F, like two extremely intense,
Nice.
like hard R, almost NC-17 rated movies.
Yeah. Maybe The Littlest Vampire is intense. Maybe it's like Blade. Jonathan Lipnicki like is Blade.
Would you like to see that?
I would like to see that.
Because you're a pedophile.
No.
And you're like watching you're watching Dial Code Santa Claus and you're just like, I think this movie's for pedophiles, and you just have a rock hard dick just poking up and it's like obscuring the middle of the screen.
And I'm like, hey, how'd that happen?
It's just dividing the screen in half. You're like, interesting use of split screen.
It just
you have
slowly
this, like,
blocks my view.
you have like a Flintstones headache boner.
Yeah.
Just like, whoop. With like a soy
that's
whistle.
not what happens. I feel like you're fucking around right now, and you're gonna later say that you are like, yeah, this movie is creepy.
The movie is creepy because of the violence. Like it has a pretty high body count for a children's film. There's like intense murder scenes in this movie. It's like a horror movie. That's why I like it.
Yeah, I get that part. But yeah, I mean, it's good to specify that that's what you like, not the other stuff.
mean, this isn't Cuties.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Was that pedophile? I know people were saying that it was.
A pedophile could jack off to Cuties, I think.
Okay.
But the message of the movie is that these children are being sexualized through the internet at a young age, and they don't even realize it.
Right, but it still is like, yeah, it's
So it's kind of like, I just don't think the director really has a handle on tone and kind of doesn't realize the way
the pedophiles
audiences see her movie. And what's funny is at the end of the movie, all the girls and Cuties do a little dance recital out in public, and their dance is like, highly sexual, twerking kind of stuff.
Okay.
And the audience hates it. It's all these old women, and they're just like, boo, like they hate it.
Yeah.
But then there's like one young guy in the front row, who's just like, yeah, man, this is cool. He's just like, he's like bobbing his head.
Is it supposed to be like a funny joke?
No, they're just the director's saying like, white guys are pedophiles.
Okay, cool. That went through the Sundance Labs.
Yeah,
that movie.
That's most pedophiles go through the Sundance Labs.
Yeah,
Tarantino.
Right.
Well, that's how you get your first movie funded. Is like, they watch your short film. Robert Redford comes out. He's just like, hey, Quentin, like, we love the Reservoir Dogs script, but we're gonna need you to have sex with a child on screen, and we're not gonna release it. We're not even gonna watch it. We just need to have it.
Little blackmail sort of thing, like, we're in it together.
Would you take that deal?
No way.
If someone said that to me, I'd just be like, look, I already got the tape right here. Give me.
The money? Like, which kind do you want?
Give me the money.
Yeah.
Give me the money for the movie right now.
Yeah, totally.
I don't care. Yeah, it's a cute kid. He's dressed like Rambo.
Yeah.
I tie him up. I catch him in a booby trap. So this little kid in this movie, he's like shit talking Santa Claus on the Minitel, and Santa Claus is all pissed.
Yeah.
But
why,
he
why are you saying like a fake version of what happened? He's like talking to Santa because he's like he wants to believe that Santa's real. He's going to stay up on Christmas Eve to try to catch, so he can see Santa to prove that he's real.
Right. So they're talking shit. It's in French. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So then Santa Claus has to work that night, and this one little girl sits on his lap, and she tells him what she wants for Christmas, or even before that, she tells Santa Claus, like, this crazy actor, she's like, I don't like your face.
Yeah.
It's scary. And then he gets like cold dead in the eyes and just stares at her and then gives her a hard smack across the face.
Yeah.
Right when she deserved it.
Yeah.
It's kind of
off to Santa.
The department store owner walks by and she sees that and she fires him right on the spot.
Yeah. That's so uncool.
Yeah, man, it's Christmas,
Totally. Just let him hit one kid, it's just one kid.
It's cute. It's funny when you smack a child.
Yeah.
So Santa Claus that then goes to the basement to the HR department.
Yeah.
And he hears this like guy who's banging the boss.
Yeah.
His role has there's a lot of functionality written into his role. He's banging the boss. He knows her. Plus, he has to fire Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And he's on the phone saying like, an entire delivery truck is being sent to that kid's house, that mansion.
Yeah.
To give him all of his Christmas presents.
Yeah. And the movie, movie is saying like the family is just like openly like rich shitheads, and the movie's like, that's cool. Check it out.
Yeah. They talk about like trading stock at the breakfast table, and the grandpa and the mom are talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe this company's stock is down. Maybe I'll buy it.
Yeah. Just very coldly. It's interesting. This movie is an interesting comparison to Home Alone because you got like that family's also rich in Home Alone. Like they're in that wealthy neighborhood. That's why the wet bandits are there scoping it out.
Yeah, they want the money in the house. They want the valuables.
Yeah, and so it's like it makes sense to have a story like this with a kid that has access to a lot of shit. I mean, if it was just a poor kid, he'd get killed immediately. But
yeah, he would just kick the door down and just cut the kid's throat.
Yeah, exactly.
There'd be no crawl spaces. There'd be no hidden rooms with drawbridges.
Yeah.
There'd be no basements.
Yeah.
They probably shot it at, because it's definitely not a real house. They probably shot it at so many different industrial locations and warehouses and built so many sets to make this house. It does not look real. It does not look believable in any way.
Yeah, there's like a room, like a secret passageway room that he has that's just like a big sound stage full of toys, like every house has.
And it looks like a movie sound stage. Yeah. Well, and there's also a scene where he runs around a maze in his own house, and the camera lifts up into the ceiling, and you look down and you see there's like a mural painted on the floor.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And it's completely ridiculous. I think the director is like a music video commercial guy because
I was gonna say like this movie has like it looks like a music video, like an 80s music video, and it also has like the pace of a lot of the scenes. I feel like once it gets going with Santa being in the house and shit, like it has like the pace of a music video or like the sense of time of a music video where like there's parallel scenes happening almost where you don't kind of see the in and out. You just see like a few different scenes of Santa, like, or this kid having like a close call with Santa, and then it like jumps to the next one. It's kind of a mind fuck. It's the pedophiles are trying to hypnotize you and make you lose sense of yourself.
What he really should have done was add more victims because Santa Claus can never kill the kid because then the movie would be over. He should have just added more and more, like security guards, like the fact that this house, this mansion, this castle doesn't have any security guards roaming around.
Yeah. And this fucking annoying grandpa.
Why do you hate the grandpa so much?
I don't know. There's just something about him. I just wanted to fight him the whole movie. He was too useless.
Oh, he's in The Double Life of Veronique.
Well, I want to fight him in that movie too.
What else is he in?
But this guy, like, he's so feeble and just kind of like they're not good. It's like a weird. They're not like. It's like they all treat this kid like he's an adult. Like you were saying that you hated that with some other movie a few weeks ago, but like this movie does it more than
No,
any.
Cop and a Half. The cops talk to that little kid and go like, all right, what do you want? You want to be a cop? You want to go on bus with Burt Reynolds?
Yeah, and your point is,
This movie justifies it by saying because the kid's father's dead, the mom and the grandpa indulge him because they feel bad.
I guess I don't know. Yeah, the grandpa was just annoying. He kind of reminded
The
me.
grandpa's cool.
No, he sucks. He's useless. He's a liability. He's like Diane Feinstein.
I like him because he just seems so real. He's so old.
I wish the killer killed the grandpa.
You wish the kid killed the grandpa?
The Santa. Okay. I wish Santa killed him.
I mean, that would have been pretty funny. But instead, what happens is when Santa Claus finally gets to the house, he goes down the chimney, and the little kid is under the dinner table,
Yeah.
and he sees Santa Claus boots come down, and then he's getting excited, and for some reason, Santa Claus has like a wicker basket instead of a sack. But
Okay.
then the kid's dog JR runs in and starts like biting Santa Claus's coat. And the little kid is like mouthing like, be quiet, stop it, leave Santa Claus alone. And then the crazy killer Santa Claus guy, because by then he has killed like multiple delivery people and he's like stolen the van and driven to the house.
Right.
He grabs a fork off the dinner table and just stabs the dog right in the throat.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing scene. It's easily the best scene in the movie. It's the most shocking scene. It's the most like, it's basically the fucking premise of 3 John Wick movies.
Yeah.
And they did it in this movie.
This is like the Ace Ventura Jr. of John Wick movies, kind of.
I didn't see Ace Ventura Jr., but it looked really interesting. That's the movie where the little kid is dressed up like Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
That's like the straight to video sequel.
Yeah.
They should do more straight to video sequels with children
As
playing
the
personas.
older roles.
Yeah, like little kid Goodfellas.
Totally. Well, that's Bugsy Malone, right? No, Bugsy
Yeah,
Malone.
that's true. Bugsy Malone is based on like, that's more of like a 30s gangster movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's based on those old
It'd be
Warner
cool.
Brothers gangster movies.
They should do a kid version of There Will Be Blood. There's like a little kid dressed like Daniel Day-Lewis in that movie.
Well, what's he trying to get?
He's actually trying to get a milkshake. You know?
Oh man, Adam, that's funny.
I don't know.
And they're little kids, and he's like, "There's a whole river of oil under there.
Yeah.
I drink your milkshake."
I drink your milkshake. Something like
That's
that.
funny.
Yeah, I know. That's so funny.
You know what? There should be a little kid version of kids.
Nice. Yeah.
You know, these just little kids. They're just sucking and fucking.
Yeah.
They're like de-virginizing and getting HIV.
Yeah.
And just like getting into fights. You know,
Yeah, that'd be cool. They could call it kids.
little kids.
Little kids. Yeah, I like it. They all have that Ace Ventura hairstyle. Like the kid from Ace Ventura Jr. It's like really weird wig version of the Ace Ventura haircut.
And then they're just like, somebody stop me from raping this sleeping girl.
Yeah, totally.
Rem-
We should pitch these to the studio that makes all the little kid versions of movies.
Well, I think Disney owns Fox, and Fox made Ace Ventura, so it would be great if we could pitch like a whole Ace Ventura extended universe,
Ooh, totally.
much like the Star Wars universe.
Get that on
like,
Disney Plus, yeah. There'd be a show starring the monkey.
the monkey from Ace Ventura, you know,
His
great
fucking-
character.
His monkey. And
The monkey.
what's his name?
One of the great characters of Ace Ventura. It's just a fucking monkey
Spike?
that's in his apartment.
I think it's Spike, or is that the dog? He's got a lot of pets, this guy, let's face it.
Disney should do a show about Finkel. Sex change.
Yeah, like a
Blowing the
prequel.
big game.
Would you call it Finkel or Einhorn, though? That's the question.
Yeah, that's, get Elliot Page.
Finkel / Einhorn would be the title. And yeah, sorry, Elliot Page.
It'd be cool if Elliot Page made a movie during the transition progress and actually transitioned over the course of the movie.
That would be cool. Nobody ever thinks that's like boyhooding yourself. You know what I mean? Nobody thinks about planning stuff in a way that would be fun to put a movie around that's like real.
That could be like There'll Be Blood. Daniel Day-Lewis is a method actor. Like There'll Be Blood too. It's about his period. He's like, I want a period between my legs.
Yeah.
There's a whole period between my legs. I'm the only one who knows how to get it out.
Who's he saying?
And he's just transitioning, and he's like, he takes a straw and just sticks it up a girl's pussy, and he's just like, I drink your period. I drink it up. And when he first gets his period, it's just a giant explosion of blood.
Yeah.
And, kills his son.
It blinds, or it makes his son deaf.
Yeah.
From the explosion. That's like, yeah. That would be crazy. I was going to say it's like Harry, but that's the only... I was just going to say that because it's the only period scene I can think of.
So that car crash of a conversation with Adam is very similar to the scene in Dial Code Santa Claus where the mom is hurrying home. She's worried she can't contact her son. And she calls her friend and a lover, and she's like, I'm worried about him. He's like, don't worry. If anything was bad, he would call for help. And she's like, okay. And then she hangs up and then immediately gets in a car accident.
I just want to point out, too, that so there's a lot of kissing in this movie, that the little kid does. But there's a scene where the mom and her boyfriend are gonna kiss, but then they don't. So it's like, that's the one kiss that was stopped in the movie.
It's like, maybe we don't kiss the woman.
Yeah.
Maybe we just save the kisses for my son, the beautiful boy.
The whole cast kisses this little boy.
You can kiss my son. I'll kiss my son. Santa Claus can kiss my son.
Yeah.
About halfway after the dog is killed, the movie really kind of doesn't know what to do. It starts to get a little slow, a little more contrived. The kid is just playing cat and mouse games with the Santa Claus. Like in the first scene of the movie, there's a big scene with the dog where the kid pulls a trap door.
Yeah.
And then the dog falls in a net. And after the dog is killed, the little kid does that to Santa Claus, and then the Santa Claus guy just falls in the net, and then it's like, okay, well, that huge setup scene at the beginning of the movie is now over, and we're basically 35 minutes into this film.
Yeah.
So then what happens is there's a lot of cat and mouse shit where the kid uses walkie-talkies and tricks the Santa Claus into going into a spa. And then he turns up the heat.
Yeah. And
the Santa Claus starts getting burnt. And he's in real pain. And my favorite thing about this movie is the pain is always real. They never make the pain fake. They never cop out to it.
Yeah.
Santa Claus is getting burnt. The dog actually is fucking stabbed to death. There's a scene where the Santa Claus has a knife and he slices the kid's leg. It actually cuts the kid. There's actual blood. There's real pain.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of realness makes the movie work. Well, it just makes the movie work, even though it's completely ridiculous. The premise is absurd.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the little kid is so much a Bruce Willis guy in this movie where he climbs out of the window and he's on the roof. That shot is really cool, actually, of him on the roof. He looks like a badass, this little kid.
Yeah. Honestly, the Die Hard inspiration might be bigger than anything else in this movie.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of just they were trying to do a Die Hard thing. But yeah, I don't know. It's just so weird how he's treated like an adult, even by the movie. With his the wounds and shit like that.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's what Like France, you know, they don't baby children the way we do in America.
Well,
They let
actually,
kids smoke and drink and shit.
there's some book apparently that's like about parenting for French style, and it's where you tongue your kid. Just kidding.
That's how you clean their diaper.
Yeah, with your tongue.
What we do is you want to take the diaper off, and then you want to lick around the anus. You want to lick the poo-poo off.
Yeah,
It's okay.
bidet is just a name for a French guy who licks your butthole.
That's how Gerard Depardieu got so fat.
Yeah.
He has a lot of grandkids, and he would change their diapers.
Yeah.
His body is swimming in turds.
Let's just say he's a good grandpa. Let's leave it at that.
That would be funny, Adam. Instead of Bad Grandpa, a movie called Good Grandpa.
And it's like about Gerard Depardieu who cleans all of his grandkids.
He's like, oh, what a beautiful baby you have there, madam. Oh,
just turns it
beautiful
around and
rosy
folds it up.
cheeks. Uh-oh, it smells a little stinky back there. Perhaps I can take care of this problem.
Your French accent is getting better by the second, I gotta say.
Well, that's because I'm a big Gerard Depardieu fan. And now I'm turning Chinese.
Gerard Depardieu could work as a Chinese guy.
He's a great actor. People make fun of him in America because he's in like the shittiest American movies, like My Father, The Hero, or
Yeah.
Green Card. But like, he's legitimately the Robert De Niro of France.
Right. Well, I was gonna say that the French style of parenting is, yeah, it's like it's the idea is like the kid does not become the focus of life, of the house and your life and stuff. So it's like, okay, yeah, you're doing your thing, I'm doing, I'll come and deal with you. So it is kind of like not treating them like kids. So I don't know if the weird tone in this movie, it might just be one of those things. Like, there's so many French or like foreign movies that don't cross over or like aren't released in any real way in America because like the cultural differences are so off. Like it would be so off in America, just in kind of these intangible ways. That's my theory.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great theory.
Thank you.
Oh man, these just rough and tumble French films will never. We can't show these in America.
No, I just mean like if it's made, it's like this kind of mid tier or whatever French movie.
Yeah, Francois Truffaut, Jean-Luc Godard.
Well, those are like good.
Claude Chabrol.
Those are good, but these are like made.
The 400 Below.
These are broad French movies.
Small Change.
Maybe it's broad.
There's no French movies about kids,
No, I'm saying I think it's a broad movie thing. Like broad movies maybe don't cross over culturally as much because they're like, I feel like I'm onto something. Here. I wish I was.
You're trying to say something. I'm making it funny. I'm doing a bit, but yeah, to explain what the hell you're actually trying to say is, there are normal mediocre foreign films that will never get released internationally because they don't play on the international circuit because they're not special.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
I saw one of these movies. I went to an Italian film festival in LA, and I saw Suspiria.
Yeah.
I saw a preview of Dracula directed by Dario Argento in 3D. Dario Argento was there.
Okay.
John Landis was there. There were like hundreds of people there. Like it was a huge ceremonial event honoring Suspiria. And then after we watched Suspiria, we put on 3D glasses. We watched a clip from Dracula 3D, which is terrible. It's the last movie Argento has made so far. And then they showed an Italian, like an extraordinarily mediocre Italian film that was a comedy, and it was shot in 3D, and it was about a guy just trying to have sex with this woman.
That sounds cool.
And it was like a really broad, stupid sex comedy.
Sure.
And it just killed with the Italian people. They were going fucking crazy.
Nice.
Like,
yeah.
Dario Argento was laughing so hard.
That's amazing.
And he like afterwards, I made eye contact with him, like leaving the theater. He was just like laughing and talking to his friends and just like, oh my God, that was so funny. This movie.
What's something funny in it that happened that you
God, I can barely remember anything, but there was like a scene where they played like a sex game on the Wii, like a whole family. And it was like very awkward.
Okay.
But yeah, like it would be like if you went to Romania and you went to an amazing film festival where they honored some like a great Romanian director, like, or I guess an American film. And then, yeah, I guess they would have, no, they go like, we're honoring David Lynch. He's this great American director.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, thank you. And then like, and now we're going to watch Drill Bit Taylor or fucking like.
That was the perfect pick.
It's just like some like utterly forgettable movie.
Yeah.
David Lynch is just laughing watching Drill Bit Taylor.
That sounds cool.
It was but yeah, like there are tons of foreign films that are like TV movies or just very average melodramas. And
yeah.
they never get released, and I'm surprised. I'm going to be looking for the Minitel in 80s and 90s French films.
Yeah. And the other movies
But I have-
for pedophiles.
But I have a feeling they're not going to. A lot of the like cool international movies aren't going to show it because they're going to want an international audience, and they know no one outside of France has any idea what a Minitel is. And it's
they're
not
really
cinematic.
fucked up. It's like having a big plot point of your movie be about laser discs.
Yeah, or what else is like a laser disc, or like
Like Pogs.
I mean, like, well, like it'd be like if the Talk Boy radio thing from Home Alone 2 did like already existed, but obviously it was created and sold
Yeah.
through the movie.
That's such a genius product to like market to stupid kids, a tape recorder.
You could disguise your voice.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Kids, we're home early.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's cool. I mean, it has the stretchy microphone too. I take it back. It's badass.
Yeah, it's just an existing piece of shit
Yeah.
Chinese electronic factory made hand recorder, like Walkman, but they just add like a little microphone that extends, and kids are like, I gotta have this.
I mean, back in the day, like something like that did seem really cool. I remember like when I first got a Walkman, I bought it off of like some kid that I was friends with in like 6th grade or something like that, and it had like, you know, like the simple like radio like AM FM stuff on it, but I remember just being like, oh fuck, I can like listen to music through headphones now, and it just was not possible for me before, you know, back in the day.
True, when we were
days.
kids, none of that shit was available. I don't know how. I mean, these kids are so lucky with
get
YouTube.
tapes and shit. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you couldn't even like, you know, you'd record stuff on a tape off the radio, or you'd buy a tape, and it's like tapes sound like shit, and like there's like 5 songs on a side of a tape, and that's like your tape. That's like all you have to listen to.
Or when you get older, you would just go to the CD store, and did you ever buy a CD and it just sucked? And you're
Yeah,
like,
you're
wow,
just like, fuck, I just fucked up.
I just blew like $17.
Yeah, totally.
This CD sucks.
And then when CD burning started happening, then people were like, oh my God, this is amazing. That was the first little taste.
Yeah, I mean,
was
we're not
orgasmic.
cool like the kid in this movie. He has all this amazing technology. He literally has a 3D animation of the house.
Yeah.
Like a 3D software program that has like a blueprint of the house.
Yeah, it's very like, you know, it's like kid fantasy. It's like blank check kind of shit.
Which is what I thought the Minitel was when I first saw it. I was like, oh, this is just some ridiculous movie technology bullshit. You know, this isn't
right.
I didn't think it was real. I
didn't
thought
know
it
what
was like
going on.
I thought it was like the net when she uses email in the net and
Yeah.
there's like an actual envelope.
Totally.
Or did you ever see Disclosure?
No.
Okay, so Disclosure's Michael Douglas, Demi Moore, Michael Crichton written. I don't know if he directed it, but you know, he's obsessed with technology, and the movie's about like sexual harassment and office politics.
Okay.
But the big thing, the actual thing that the movie's about though is they work for a tech company, and they're building like Wikipedia, like an online like encyclopedia. But the way it works is you put on VR goggles, and like half the movie takes place, or like not half, but like the big climax of the movie takes place in Michael Douglas walking through a 3D environment, like a CGI world that's a library, like an infinite library.
That sounds
and he's
badass.
he's accessing files, and then like Debbie Moore puts on the virtual reality headset, and then now she's in there, and like they're interacting.
And it's just they're at the library, basically.
I think it's just green screen footage of them walking around like mist. It's just like a mist background.
Damn, that sounds amazing.
Michael Crichton is he made some cool movies. He made a movie called Looker from the early 80s.
Okay.
Like before Jurassic Park, he basically failed out of Hollywood. Like he wrote Westworld. I think he directed it. He made Andromeda Strain. But Lookers is, I used to watch it as a kid, and this is a movie I would masturbate to as a child.
Okay.
It's about
as opposed to what?
Subliminal. I didn't have porn as a kid, so I just watched the movie channel or Showtime and jerked off to actual films.
Sure. That's why you're a cinephile. You're an actual cinephile.
That's how I know. I know as much about movie nudity as like Mr. Skin.
Yeah.
So like you could name like any 80s or 90s actress. I can tell you what movie they're nude in.
You're like a human Mr. Skin.
Test me.
Well, I'm trying to think of the ones that
name an actress. Just name an actress.
Helen Mirren.
You don't have to know the answer.
Helen Mirren. But
she's naked in she's in Caligula.
Caligula. I know. I'm trying to not give you two easy ones. Fucking Laura Dern.
Laura Dern's naked in Wild at Heart. She's topless. What's funny is I went on MrSkin.com and I was going to do a bit where I typed in their names, but I actually know the answers so far to all these actresses.
What about like the captain from Star Trek Voyager, the lady captain?
Mulgrew? I never looked her up. Kate Mulgrew? I never looked her up.
She in anything?
Let me look her up on Mr. Skin.
Yeah. That's just the sound of your brain computing.
No nudity. Now. Yeah, she has no nudity. Fuck. If she was naked, I would know.
Yeah, that's why you had to look it up, I guess.
It's a rare nude scene that not a lot of people know about. Reese Witherspoon in Twilight. She's topless.
Wow.
And she has she's got a nice pair, I gotta say.
Nice.
And this is young Reese. This is like right after election Reese,
It'd be cool if when you were thinking about these, trying to figure out, like do your human Mr. Skin thing, if your eyes rolled back in your head and you started like shaking.
I was just like, oh, I feel it.
Yeah. You're like foaming at the mouth and stuff.
It's like the Fury or Scanners. I'm just like, my head shaking. Yeah. There's like electricity.
Nev Campbell isn't naked in Wild Things, but Denise Richards is.
Well, Nev Campbell's naked in The Company. Or no, she's in a shower scene. I don't think she got naked until she made that movie with that director, James Toback. She made a James Toback movie where she got naked.
The only thing I think about
I'm unstoppable, Adam. I know.
I mean, I'll keep testing you. I'll try to think of ones, maybe bring them up next time and try to stump you.
It's gonna be a running thing that we talk about. Anytime we bring up an actress, I'll tell you.
Every time you should just automatically, go into your trance like state. And
but the Wild Things is bullshit.
Yeah, it's like take your shirt off if Denise Richards is doing all this work. Like Denise Richards is carrying that scene.
Yeah, once they started writing contracts for nudity, that's when the fun went away because
wah, wah.
basic instinct, it's in that gray area where we don't know what actually happened on set, but we do know a camera was placed 7 inches away from Sharon Stone's vagina.
What do you mean? There wasn't a nudity agreement or something like that? Or are you just doing it about?
No, it's disputed.
That she says
Paul Verhoeven said it would be dark between her legs, so she would cross her legs. And it would be dark. And Paul Verhoeven said, "What are you talking about? You were on set. We put a light and a camera right on your vagina."
Oh, I see. Oh, well, she's deferring. So
that's
okay.
He's like me. He likes to break the fourth wall.
Yeah. He's just telling Sharon Stone that she's bombing. Her pussy sucks. If
he did that,
he's just like, stop. Your pussy sucks.
What's your pussy doing?
Yeah. So I'm Sharon Stone's pussy on this podcast, and you're Paul, or I'm Sharon Stone, and you're Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah.
And my penis, I guess, is Sharon Stone's pussy. Technically, that's weird.
Maybe you'll transition over the course of this podcast.
Yeah, I feel like it's happening already.
You're probably just going to transition towards suicide.
Yeah. No, I can't. I got a baby coming. Now I can't.
You could never pull a Bourdain.
Yeah.
Or
I
a
fucking
Kate Spade.
wish I was just like I wish I was like a purse magnet who didn't. Oh wait, she had kids probably.
Yeah, she had kids.
I wish I was just like a.
I'm naming people who killed themselves with kids.
Oh, Anthony Bourdain did?
Yeah.
Damn.
I feel bad for him because you're killing yourself over Ossia or Argento. It's like, come on, man.
Wait, what do you mean? He killed himself because she broke up with him?
Cause she was like cheating on him and had sex with a 17-year-old boy, and she had sex with this like actor she cast in one of her movies.
Okay.
And when he was in the movie when he was a little kid, and
weird.
And then when he was 17, she had sex with him, and then the kid had these like selfies and texts and stuff, and said, "I'm going to go public because Me Too was going on." He's like, "I feel victimized. I don't think that was right."
Yeah.
I've known you since I was a child. That's a weird relationship. It's violating. Man. And then Anthony Bourdain was dating her at the time, and he paid this huge settlement, or like he paid this huge fee to keep it quiet. And
Anthony Bourdain.
I think it came out public. It came out publicly, and then I think Anthony Bourdain killed himself like a month later, or maybe this all came out after he died. I don't remember, but
I mean,
the theory is the rumor is that he was depressed over Ossia Argento.
That's a bad move, I think. Killing yourself over a chick.
That movie's called The Heart is Deceitful Above All Things.
Okay. The one where Ossia Argento, the kid with the kid in it, who she fucks later.
So if you want to see a real pedophile movie, this is a movie
I guess you got me there.
Ossia Argento plays this kid's mom and forces this kid to be trans and dress up like a girl. And then when this little this little 8-year-old actor, and then when he was 17, she had sex with him.
That's pretty wild, dude.
She was just biding her time.
Sounds like we have another movie for a future podcast episode. Because this is basically a movie / pedophile discussion podcast.
Look, after this movie, there's no more.
Yeah,
no pedophile stuff.
I'm gonna pick a Jackie Chan movie, and that's like the opposite. That's like the most opposite of a pedophile you could be is Jackie Chan.
A pedophile having sex with Jackie Chan is like the saddest thing in the world.
like as a fuck, what's the fuck?
That's like a bad dream.
As a like compromise, as like a compromise. He has sex with Jackie Chan.
What do you mean a compromise?
Or like he can't like a pedophile. What do you mean a pedophile fucks Jackie Chan?
I think he's like forced at gunpoint.
Oh, okay. All right. Silly.
And that pedophile, it's like the opposite. It's like there's none of the pleasure of a child is in Jackie Chan. He's just an old, gross.
No, he still looks good.
Man.
Don't say that.
Scars all over his body and broken bones and horrible injuries.
Okay, maybe this movie is not as much of a pedophile movie as the Ossia Argento movie.
You want to talk about pedophile movies? I could talk all day, dude.
You have a Mr. Skin database in your head for that too.
I do.
I know you have plans. I know.
Most of the movies with child nudity are, of course, European.
Of course. Yeah. Well, this thing, I mean, they treat him very adult. Like, he's got that haircut. This movie treats this kid like he's like a sexual being in a fucking weird ass way. And I don't know, how is that, like, because Macaulay
Culkin... He's not sexual. He's not attracted to women. There's no interaction with women. There's no little girl he's like hitting on. There's nothing sexual about him. The thing is...
There's just like open affection, and just like his body is like on screen.
You're so fucking stupid. Like, you think this is cute. You're like...
I don't think it's cute.
It's like the cutie's reaction. You're like Tucker Carlson. You're just like, what is this movie? Where it's like... It's very obvious what the setup is. Every shot of this kid is a 100% homage and reference to Rambo 2.
Yeah. I get that, but
I
there's no
mean, it's
shots of.
literally the exact same camera, and it's just a commercial kind of idea. It's like, oh, we're going to do a commercial that's a kid as Rambo.
Yeah, but there's a lot of kissing, like I said, a lot of
Well,
kissing, a
French
lot of
people
weird.
kiss.
There's just
People in France kiss. People in Europe kiss.
it's a lot of kissing. It seems like, but there's no like, if this is like if you compare this to Home Alone, like those are both precocious little kid roles. But Macaulay Culkin, we're not seeing his torso. You know?
What are you talking about? He's in the shower. He shaves.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's like putting on. You can see it under his armpit and stuff. That's probably like a thing that some pedophiles like.
well, you could see that, Adam, except your boner is poking up, covering the screen.
It's not. It's not covered. It's. I don't. It doesn't even. It's not even there. There's no boner.
You're just like furiously jacking off to this movie the whole time. You're like, ooh, these fucking pedophiles love this shit. They love Dial Code Santa Claus.
As soon as I bust, I'm like, that is so wrong. Pedophiles are fucked up. What are you?
Ooh, Santa. Yeah, kiss your grandpa, kid. Kiss your grandpa.
I like the sound effects. Those are that's good.
Just a real hard dry rub.
Yeah, that sounds like a
dry
dry
jack.
one for sure. That sounds like a super dry jack you got. So that's good.
Oh,
Dude.
the mom is kissing her son. Ooh, you French bitch.
Dude, you're like a Foley artist. Is this Foley artist level shit that you're doing right now? Make it wetter.
It's like
You and I are in the studio right now, and I need this Foley sound to be wetter. Go.
you're just diddling your asshole. It's all wet.
This is part of your style as the Foley artist too, is that you have like descriptive commentary while you're doing it. This is my favorite thing that's happened on the podcast so far, by the way. What's that?
I'm making a sound. You're the person with 5 years of improv experience. You think you could fucking label something?
I mean, I guess that's the sound of the dick popping out of the ass, right?
It's not my line anyway. With Adam Bowers.
I'm trying to think about how to heighten the like. Once you do the cheek thing, it's like hard to get to the next of one of that.
Well, I think we. What is that? You just your worn out asshole, just a big hole.
Yeah.
So, just cold winds.
Yeah, that's what that is.
So anyway, at the end of this movie,
Yeah.
what happened? Where did they get the gun from? The cops?
Yeah,
The cops
there's a
come?
cop there. The cop gets killed.
Yeah, eventually a cop's come. Cop gets killed. The little kid has the gun. He's able to shoot Santa Claus once. And then the kid goes in the house. He's trying to get insulin. He's trying to like awake his...
Yeah, the climax of this movie involves an insulin shot.
He's trying to save his grandpa,
Yeah.
after the death of his dog. He buried his dog Evil Dead style in the basement.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
And then
That's a funny montage.
as he saves the grandpa, the mom comes home, the boyfriend comes home. But then also Santa Claus shows up, who's alive still. And then the grandpa, who is basically legally blind, he then has to shoot the Santa Claus
Yeah.
through his his blindness. And it's kind of like in Star Wars when Luke Skywalker shot that he dropped that bomb down the Death Star.
Oh,
blowing it
dude,
up.
totally. Yeah.
You know what
Grandpa
I'm saying?
used
Here's
his chi.
every movie, almost every action movie ends with like a moment of faith.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, this is like a deconstruction of action movies in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an interesting thing. Like, what else do you feel like has a big one? I mean, Die Hard is like he jumps off the building, I guess.
Well,
I think that's true.
Caddyshack, he makes that last putt.
Yeah, that's not an action movie, right?
I know, but a lot of movies have a leap of faith. You have to eventually have a leap of
Sure,
faith. I mean,
sure.
Groundhog Day, he eventually just does what's in his heart. I guess every movie just ends with some bullshit of believe in yourself.
It's just fucking bullshit. I really,
There's no movie where they're like, why did you believe in yourself? Idiot.
Yeah, totally. Or like, oh, I was able to do that without believing in myself. So no worries. It's all good. That's how the movie ends. Oh, it just worked out.
I just got lucky.
Yeah. Oh, cool. All right, nice. And then the character just like turns on the TV.
Or I cheat it.
Ooh, that'd
I
be
guess
cool.
The Ocean's 11 guys, they like to cheat.
Yeah. I mean, this movie, it's like, I guess it's a leap of faith thing, but it's like these are like cheatery sort of people at the beginning. Just fucking rich people.
Cheatery?
Cheatery? I don't know. That's not. I rescind that.
You think they're cheats?
No, just going back to what you were saying about them being like, fucking.
They don't cheat. They steal.
Yeah. Just
They're
shitty
criminals.
rich people.
They're stupid people.
Yeah.
The mall department store is bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of cool to see like a real French department store that felt like it was just like there. You know what I mean? That's the thing you get with these like broad, middle of the road movies.
Well, it's a genre movie.
But it's not like I guess, but it's like probably
It's
like
a genre film.
Yeah, but it's like for kids, kind of. Who's this movie for?
It's for horror movie fans. That's who likes it.
Adults?
People like me who like 80s horror movies like it.
But when it
because,
came out, who was it for?
It was supposed to be for kids. The only place it did well was in Italy. It won an award at like some like fantasy horror film festival. But it was removed from theaters in France.
Because it was too controversial.
It was too violent and too scary
Sexual.
for kids, like the dog getting stabbed to death.
Oh, sure. Oh, okay. So it was marketed towards kids.
People are getting killed. Santa Claus is killing like people who work at the shop, and like he gets shot multiple times at the end and dies. And then the way the movie ends is so fucking funny because after Santa Claus is dead, the little kid is just sobbing. He's just crying, and he's just like, "This all happened because I just wanted to see Santa Claus."
Yeah.
And I made this happen. And he's just like crying. And then the camera pans away from him and goes to Santa's boots. And then the credits roll.
Yeah. So the kid thinks that this is Santa the entire time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. But I feel like I wish the movie kind of hit that more throughout because I like that idea a lot. That this whole time he's like, oh shit, this is actually like Santa's trying to kill me.
He thinks he's been, and like, yeah, like if he played up like, oh, I've been naughty or something. But
yeah.
I feel like the director, because he wrote it, and then he didn't really write or direct a movie ever again. He like worked on TV. I feel like he was a guy who was really talented, really ambitious. Like people like probably were like, oh, this guy's a genius. One day he's going to make an amazing movie. And then he just came up with this crazy idea of a movie, and it was so horrifying to like the regular audience that it was removed from theaters and then became a cult hit on video. And like, horror movie audiences love stories like that because that's what Angst was like.
Yeah, and this is just like Angst.
Silent Night, Deadly Night's like that. But yeah, Angst, that director was completely nuts. He put all his time and energy into this one movie, and then people hated it.
That's so fucking annoying. Angst is amazing.
Yeah, but it's like so unpleasant.
Oh, right, sure.
Like it makes sense.
Yeah, I saw that movie
about,
like a long time ago, and then it was playing at the Cine Family, and I knew some people, and I was like, and it was this guy's birthday, and I was like, oh man, Angst is amazing, and he likes movies and shit. So he got like a bunch of people to go see it, and then and we were all like sitting there. And during the scene where in Angst where he's fucking the corpse, I was just like, happy birthday. I just felt like, I can't believe that I recommended this on his birthday.
Yeah, you really don't understand tone.
Right.
But
bad timing.
But like, sometimes you get excited about a movie and you do the same thing. Like when Holy Mountain premiered in San Francisco, way before. I mean, it wasn't on DVD. No one knew about this movie. I saw it, and it was only playing for 2 days. I saw it, and I was just blown away. I was like, "That's the most amazing movie that I've never heard of, that I've just seen for the first time."
Yeah.
And then this guy I know, like, I was talking to him. I'm like, "So what are you doing tomorrow?" He's like, "Well, my brother's moving back to Philadelphia, so I'm probably gonna hang out with my brother." And I was like, "Oh, you should see the Holy Mountain. It's like so cool." He's like, "Yeah, but it sounds cool, but my brother's moving back to Philadelphia, so I'm probably gonna, have dinner and have a drink with him, or like,
Nice. You're like, no, sit and watch a long movie and don't talk.
just yeah,
Be autistic.
no, go see There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
He's got the period. He's got the milkshake.
I drink your period.
The There Will Be Blood universe on Disney Plus would be awesome.
Yeah, totally. I want to see what happens to
Paul Dano's brother. I got to see the twins.
Yeah.
What's going on with those twins?
I want to see a wacky like Parent Trap sort of movie with Paul Dano's twin characters from There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, one's a priest, one's a business tycoon.
Here we go.
Wacky shenanigans in Bakersfield.
Oh, There Will Be Blood? What do you mean Bakersfield?
It takes place in Bakersfield.
Oh, because it was shot in Texas, right?
Yeah.
That's cool that I really like that it takes place in Bakersfield.
I mean, it's very loose, but yeah, Little Boston's a fake city, but it's basically
nice.
Bakersfield.
It's cool that it's like, the corn. Obviously, everybody knows that Bakersfield is where corn is from, but like, it's fun that there's like a lineage now of, or like placing corn in the There Will Be Blood universe, like that. The band Corn comes later. Still, that's cool in the same place.
What are you trying to do here?
I'm saying that that corn. So like There Will Be Blood happens in Bakersfield. Flash forward 90 years, and fucking Corn is having their first band practice.
They just show up in the mansion. Like, what if the end he's like, "I'm finished," and then it just like fades.
Yeah.
And then or there's a time lapse. It's like
it's like the end of Gangs of New York, where you see the time lapse of New York City.
The door opens up and it's like boarded up and everything's all creaky and there's spider webs, and then like Jonathan Davis comes in. Like, oh yeah,
the acoustics.
Pretty cool place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting some dark energy from this place.
Yeah.
They just start rocking out.
Yeah. The end.
Merry, Merry Christmas. Don't change, kids, stay with us. Stay a little, Jesus. Hold on to my hand. It's not a long way to fly, Don't fly in vain. It's so hard anyway to become a man. Happy birthday, Christmas. Welcome home to